Why am I becoming a train driver? So I have two parts in this video. The first part is more or less how I ended up here. And then the second part is like, I guess, the why, the actual why, right? And how does it fit into my own story, on how do I think of it. This first part, how I ended up here, was not some kind of, I guess, my dream from all the beginning of time has been to become a train driver. That is not the case. And in fact, previously, I had attempted so many other things before this, right? And some of them I list here, for example, video editor, podcast related stuff, social media, test driver, moving boxes. I've looked up the word job, as you can see, search query job in my own channel, and you can see that I have many videos applying to jobs. From 9 months ago, 8 months ago, I made a video about my skill set. I applied to, this was a kind of a programming, entry-level programming job. This is a test driver application, YouTube video editor job. Then after some of that, websites, looking for more jobs, looking for jobs with accommodation. I have here, for example, applying to different other jobs. Some of them are like this kind of smaller podcast jobs. Some of them are video related jobs. Some of them are more tech related jobs, you could say. And I came to a point where I was like not getting any of them and gave up on that and was like, fuck it, I'm going to Germany and moving boxes for a friend of mine, like not for a friend of mine, but like he works for DHL, so a big shipping company in an airport, moving boxes, and I applied to that, and I even got rejected for that. So yeah, I made this video. It's called "What Will I Do If I Don't Go to Germany?" Right? And this video was the plans that I had before moving to Germany for that job. Right? If I didn't get that moving to Germany to move boxes in an airport job, what would I do? And I had these things listed. So, for example, applying to a friend of a friend's company that is kind of programming related, or maybe applying to the sister of my girlfriend, of my brother's girlfriend, or to that company, right? Or keeping looking for jobs with accommodation included, right? And in that cycle, in that looking for jobs with accommodation included, I think I got rewarded by the algorithm and got the ad for this kind of train driver application, train driver program. This is my WhatsApp notes page, I guess, and this is something I use, for example, when I'm browsing Instagram or when I'm doing something on my phone, right? And I want to save something, to have it on my computer or somewhere that I can use it often, or the opposite, if I'm doing something on my computer and I will be using it on my phone, I sometimes save it on this kind of WhatsApp group where I'm only the person in it. Right? And on the 25th of August, I saved this training program to become a train driver for the Deutsche Bahn. I saved, and as you can see, there are many other things saved, right? There are like virtual career fairs for like, this is a virtual fair for like a tech job. These are crew jobs for, this one is for like cruise ships in like Germany, in rivers. This is for like kind of hotel accommodation type stuff for mountains in like the Alps. I think it's in Austria or like Switzerland. I think Austria. This is like working on an airport on the Netherlands, right? So I had saved a lot of different options, and one of them was kind of this train driver thing. Yeah. So as you can see, it was not some mega deliberate decision that I kind of honed in from the beginning, right? I'm not kind of this autist type train guy who really loved trains from the very beginning and really studied to become a train driver, like that was his only goal. No, I tried many things and many of them failed, so I was kind of forced to look at this, but I encountered this opportunity, right? And it was definitely better than some of the others, like moving boxes or things like this, right? I also applied to like working at a gas station in Austria, didn't get a call back. Or I applied to be a mechanic in Germany as well, but I did I got kind of sidetracked there. So I'm glad this kind of worked out for the moment. And I think I like the fact that it left me some time in Spain before going, right? I have to learn German. I get to learn German here while getting paid, which is nice, and I get to remain in Spain until I learn German. So that is like a plus. And then, how does it fit into the story, right? I have talked a little bit now about why I like it, but another reason why I like it and why I think it fits in a better way into the story, into like the story that I'm crafting for myself, or the things that I like, right? My interests and all of this, because I have this driving licenses project that I have talked a little bit about on stream. I'm not sure if I've ever made a video straight up about this, but I've talked about it on my channel. And I have, for example, this here. This is like my note about it, this note, where I have a couple of things that I note. That note is from April 2024, right? So way before I got this train driver application. Yeah, so as you can see, I had this driving license project from before I had actually found about the opportunity of getting like the train driver's license, right? So it was, I guess, a funny coincidence that I have this kind of getting as many driving licenses as I can project but I hadn't thought of getting like the train driver's license. And now I get presented, the opportunity to get the train driver's license. So I thought it fit well into this story. My idea, right, for this driving licenses project was very much oriented to video, right? It was very much kind of record how I get my motorcycle license, for example, or record how I get my pilot's license, that kind of thing. But even though I don't think I will be able to record how I get my train driver's license, I think that it's that just me telling about the process and talking about the process is a nice step into that direction and something that aligns very well with what I had planned. So I liked that about that. And why do I want to get licenses in the first place? I don't know. I think I've always thought it's fun. I think this is content, I guess, for the specific driver's license channel that I will make. But as a small introduction for this, here you can see these icons, right? It's like a small detail, but it's something it's like, this is how I think, more or less, about vehicles, right? Hardware access that these people have, right? They have access to, this is, by the way, GTA Online. These are some characters. And the way GTA Online represents the access that they have to different vehicles is by using these little icons, right? They use a little icon if you own a plane, if you own a helicopter, if you own a boat, and if you own a car, right? But in my mind, this is like it's like less about owning the vehicle per se and more about being able to pilot it, right? So because in Rockstar's game, it's like you can just jump into it and you're let go. But in real life, it's more about being allowed by the authorities or whoever to drive each kind of vehicle rather than to straight up owning it, right? So I thought that it would be nice to like complete as many vehicle categories as possible, right? To have as much hardware access as possible, as I can, right? And that's why I wanted to get as many driving licenses as possible, in a sense, right? Not just because of GTA Online, but GTA Online kind of represents it in this interesting way. Yeah, on a similar note, this YouTuber, Jaime Altozano, he's a Spanish YouTuber. I applied to work with him, by the way, like twice, and got rejected both times. He used to say in these kind of workrooms, you could say, he did these kind of virtual streams where he would stream on Twitch and you could work alongside him. And in the breaks, he would talk a little bit about things, about life and all this, right? And people usually asked him, well, not ask him, right? But people usually mentioned like whatever they were doing, and sometimes they were doing stuff like getting their driving license. And regarding driving licenses, he used to say something like, even if I don't drive a car, I'm glad I got my driver's license because it kind of expanded my domain of competence, right? My yeah, and he spoke of it in that way, and I liked how that sounded, right? And I agree with that view of the world, right? Even if you don't own the train, you don't own the car, even if you don't own the plane in your day-to-day life or whatever, just having that competence of being able to drive a train or having had that experience, I think it's something that I personally would really enjoy. And I agree with that way of looking at it. I like this kind of expanding my domain of competence over as many different fields as I see, right? Especially talking about vehicles, right? For some reason, I always liked vehicles. So, yeah, I want to expand myself beyond cars, right? I guess deeper into cars as well. So, like driving cars better in different conditions. So, for example, off road or drifting or racetrack driving, etc. So, I would certainly like to go deeper as well, not just wider, but also I would also like to go wider, right? So, for example, driving trains, planes, boats, helicopters, etc. Right? Motorbikes, those kind of things. So that's basically it. That's basically how I ended up applying to these train driver jobs. In short, because I had been rejected to many things, and then I got this opportunity in an Instagram ad, and why do I think it makes more sense that some of the other Instagram ads that I have gotten and some of the other opportunities that I have applied to, right? And it is because of this driving licenses project, I think, that ties it into what I feel like it's stuff that I have wanted to accomplish, right? That I want to accomplish in the future. And yeah, that's basically the end of the video. Thank you for watching. I'm not sure what other videos you can watch next. Maybe one of these videos is called Why Don't I Don't Have a Job Yet, or some of these videos called Mentioning Jobs could be an interesting contrast with the situation now. But I'm going to link this playlist about things I want dream life. It has several hour-long videos, so yeah, just click on it if you want to watch something boring. And yeah, thank you for watching.